What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP Play Sonic Unleashed Part 5. We are here at the world map, and you can see we have two lit up areas. These are the two areas where we need to go. We can either head to Spagonia and do a nighttime stage there, or we can head over here to this new area, Holoska, and do a daytime level here. However, what I normally do is go to Holoska, so I'm going to change it up this time, and I'm going to go to Spagonia at night, because this, while we do have the option of doing this, and it really doesn't matter which you do, this kind of progresses the storyline along a little bit more than going to Holoska. So I'm going to hold off going to Holoska just yet. I'm going to try to at least go to the hub world in this video. If I don't, I may not, because these nighttime levels seem to be giving me a problem with Link. Now, if you notice, Amy hit Sonic again. If you remember when she mistook Silver for Sonic, Amy hit Silver to kind of get him to back off. Well, she done the same thing with Sonic there, if you didn't notice. But so now we have to go to the professor at the university and see what's going on. Really quickly, I know I said I wasn't going to do too much of this, but we'll talk to the businessman here really quickly. I can't believe a little girl like her is still up working at this hour, running all over like her life depended on it. Where are her parents? Well, I suppose that's no business of mine. So that starts the story, and then once you come back here, while you progress through the game's main story, you can talk to him, and you can do different missions that I won't spoil just now. I may do one just to kind of show it off. It's nothing really big or nothing really difficult, but it does take a while to beat the mission completely, to get past that, dealing with those two characters. Okay, so really quickly, this is the professor's lab. You can see this is where the gramophone and the TV will be set up once we buy those, so that we can listen to the music and watch the cutscenes in here. But right now, all we can do is just talk to the professor. With part of the planet restored, I've been able to locate two temples. According to the Gaia manuscripts, there is a temple here in Spagonia. Who would have imagined one was hiding so close? The second location is Holoska, my boy. Are you familiar? You should see it on the world map. Well, your job is clear. Go place those Chaos Emeralds in the temples. Well then, do you have any further questions? You could say you need some hints if you don't know where to go. You can give the professor souvenirs that you may have bought. Yes, and how can I help you with souvenirs? You can hand over souvenirs that you have, or view previous souvenirs that you've already given him to make sure that you don't give him the same one twice. But the souvenir, well, let's see if I have any. I don't think I do, yeah. I'll go ahead and buy a souvenir. Next time I'm somewhere where I can buy one. Oh, and don't forget to bring us a souvenir or 3 while you're out. Well, I'll be talking to him a lot more, so I'll have to reread that a lot. So anyway, you can see the rings are you do collect the rings that you get, and they are stored in like a bank, and you can access them anytime to buy things. I'll go to this store up here. Well, no, I guess the entrance stage is right here, so I won't worry about buying any souvenirs right now. As I said, we have to visit the professor a lot throughout this game, a lot more than we should be necessary, but so we and we don't have to worry about going to him immediately. You could if you were trying to go after the souvenirs and there is a trophy or achievement for giving the professor every souvenir possible, you don't have to worry about continuously running back here to give him the souvenirs. You could just wait and give him the souvenirs whenever you have to come back here due to story. Alright, so you can see how to open those up. You just have to attack them, or you have to light them all up at the same time, except some of these will go down pretty fast, so you just have to try to do your slashing move, and this is where you can access Sky Chase Act 1. I thought there might be some medals in here, but maybe not. Maybe only with during the day, perhaps. Let's see, no medals back here. Let's see, now that I'll show it off again. This is where we'll have to do the boss for Spagonia. It looks like we can't get in here yet. Let's try somewhere else. Yeah, this is another daytime boss that we won't be able to do just now, so I won't worry too much with it. Let's see. Looks like touching that mysterious hourglass changes day to night and back again. So that's a lot quicker than using the pause menu thing, or leaving the area, just changing the times and coming back out. So this is Rooftop Run Act 1 at night. This one is actually pretty long, so I probably would have been better actually to go to Holoska and then come here at the end of the video, get all of this stuff out of the way, and then go here, because this, as I said, this is going to take a while to do. But okay, let's see. So you immediately want to run back in an area like this, especially here, because there is a lot of hidden things in these buildings, collectibles and medals. So you just want to, if you see one of these open doors, you just head inside. You can see here's a record, probably something having to do with Spagonia, one of the level names or something. So these are again, these are Rexes. I should have had another combo there, but I guess not just yet. It might be the next one that we buy. These are the deep night. No, yeah, these are just normal nightmares. But just remember to go after the critical attacks whenever you can. Ah, crap. That was my bad. As I said, I'm not that good with these quick time events, but it doesn't hurt to practice with them as much as possible, because if you are bad at them at the start of the game, a lot of the time you'll actually get better. Oh, I didn't mean to kill them both like that, but at the start of the game you will definitely get better, and you'll be able to do it without even thinking about it, or just, you know, of course there will be some times when it is kind of difficult to do, but for the most part, you know, you won't have to worry about it too often. I know something that is definitely slowing me down is I'm investigating in these buildings a lot more, but since you don't have to worry about time with these, with Sonic the Werehog, or these nighttime levels, you can, or I can afford to show off a little bit more about the levels and try to show off some of the locations for the medals. Of course, as I've said, I'm not going to look around for every medal, nor am I going to show off every location for every medal, but I will do my best to try to show, or just try to show areas where some of the medals are hidden. I'm going to find more here than with the daytime levels, just because I'm more familiar with the levels here than I am, or trying to find the medals at night than in the day. And the camera angle's pretty weird there. These are red Rexes. They are just stronger versions, stronger and more tougher versions of the regular Rexes that we've been dealing with. See, won't die. Now you can hear when these things die, they kind of whine almost. I see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they kind of let out a high-pitched whine where and not all enemies will do that. Only the Rexes will, and that'll just tell you when they're dead. So you just want to be careful climbing around through sections like this. There's just a art book up there. Let's see. There is no way to, like, if you hold down, if you push the circle button, you won't go along this any faster. It's just, you have to make sure that he's reaching his arms out longer than, let's see. I think that's about as fast as you go when you're climbing on it like this. Just hit the triangle button while you're stopped to fall down. Now this is I think this is either a explosive crate or a regular crate. Yeah, okay, so this is a regular. That is an explosive crate, which is pretty useful when you're trying to kill. You're trying to hit a big group of enemies in an area like this. If you're not worried about the critical attacks, crates like that will definitely help you out a lot more than any set of, no matter how strong you are or no matter what kind of combos you have. If you have an explosive crate in a wide group of enemies like this, it will definitely help you out. Let's see. I'm doing okay. I could be doing them a lot faster, but as I said, as I go on, and as people that play this game go on, they'll get used to it. But you just have to make sure that you do it at every opportunity. This is also slowing me down as well. It will take you longer to get through the level, but it will definitely pay off in the end. You see, I'm already close to 100,000, which is largely in part to I am going after the critical attacks. Most of those gave me about 6,000 to 8,000, which will add up as you go along, and will definitely pay off in the end. So you can see these are a lot of different alleyways that you can go along. So this is the right way that we're supposed to go. We're supposed to go off in here deeper, and you can find lives. You do collect lives for every 100 rings that you gain, which is very useful, because you do run through lives pretty quickly, especially as you go along in the game. You will find harder sections to go along in both day and night. I died twice in Savannah Citadel. Last video, because I wasn't too familiar with those poles and how to use them correctly. It's going to take something really, really big to break that fence down there. Oh, crap. Okay. So just normal red Rexes and nightmares, the same stuff we've been fighting for a while. But there will be harder versions of these enemies that will come later on. Oh, crap. It's best if you don't go exploring too much, especially if you have a group of enemies already spawned, because you don't want to have to, especially if you're trying to go after the critical attacks. They don't seem to be able to hurt you while you are in the process of doing a critical attack, but as soon as you touch the ground, they can hit you, and that's when you're most vulnerable, right after a critical attack, because you cannot do anything. Oh crap! You cannot move, and you cannot block or defend yourself in any way. So you do want to be very careful choosing when to do these critical attacks. You can see I'm running low on life, and this is why I suggest going after life. Crap. Why I suggest going after life first and try to level that up. And also, as I've said before, you do gain more chaos spheres if you use these critical attacks. You will gain a lot more than just killing them regularly, and that always helps out. See these, you gain at least one big chaos sphere, or chaos orb, which is always useful, which will fill up your experience points bar by a good bit. Especially, it really just depends on which kinds of enemies you kill, what kind of experience points. You'll get like some of those titans. Yeah, that's what we fought at the end of Windmill Isle at night. That thing that was trying to attack Tails. Or I guess that thing that was trying to attack Tails at the beginning of Windmill Isle. That was called a Titan. Just, you know, it's nothing special, just called a Titan. And, you know, we got a lot of points and experience points for dealing with them. Alright, so I guess I do have that move. It's kind of, I guess you have to hit the triangle button as soon as you kind of do that, like, diving slash attack. Now, I believe these are just another variation of the egg fighters. I will look. I just wrote the names down of these enemies, and I didn't try to look for any pictures or anything. I believe these are just egg fighters, just another variation of the egg fighters. Even though they do look different, they are as weak as the regular egg fighters. They may give a few more points. Oh crap, that's a big mother. And it's smaller than Titans, but she throws out little Rexes, and her attack will smash you with her hands, which is a lot harder to dodge than the. Oh crap, she's about to throw out the little Rexes. If you can kill her before that, it definitely helps you out a lot. And this is one of the few, I think Titans also give you, or force you to do three buttons so that before you can, I guess you don't get any points for them. So they will regenerate. The longer you go with those big mother boss fights, the more little Rexes that she will throw out at you. But you can see I did gain a pretty hefty amount of both experience points and just regular score, which is always useful. You know, whenever you can meet a Titan or a big mother, it's always suggested that you take them out. Now you can see some of these doors that you have to punch through. They will be blue. Alright, so once you do that diving slash, I think all you have to do is just punch twice and then hit the triangle button to do the diving slash to get it started, and then just hit the square button. Then you'll do like a charging slash. Oh, you don't want to do that on him. Ah, crap. Camera angles will definitely hurt. I guess maybe not. Camera angles definitely affect how you use the critical attacks. You know, or maybe it's just me. I'm used to the camera not being so tight, and that's definitely throwing me off a little bit here. But there we go. Just remember, don't investigate too much on the outside. You can see these blue doors are the doors that you can destroy. And as I've said before, I don't believe destroying background things will actually gain you any points or anything. They will just gain you the Dark Gaia life force, or whatever chip called, the Dark Gaia force that is needed to build up your unleashed bar. So it's useful if you use the unleashed bar. It's useful to try to go after that, but it's not useful if you don't care about the unleashed bar like me. You know, I don't use it all that often because it kills the enemies too quickly. I just have to use this crate. See, the camera angle's a little weird here. Anyway, but yeah, you know, I don't use the unleashed bar at all, or very often, because it kills the enemies a little bit too quickly, and I like to go after the critical attacks. So it's not recommended that you use the trying to cheat and try to get my way across here by just jumping, which is useful. If you can learn how to do that, you will definitely decrease the time it takes to get through these levels, as well as I don't think there's anything else there. I mean, we have to head along through here, but it will definitely help you out once while you're trying to do speed runs, because sometimes you'll have to do like missions or different. Well, I guess it's just missions where you have to go through levels faster. Come on. There we go. Now you do want to be careful, because sometimes your XP will go off screen or behind buildings and stuff, which does stink, but you know, there really isn't nothing that you can do about it. That might be an egg gunner, now that I sit here and look at it. You can use your shield to defend against them, but you do want to be careful. As you can see, oh crap, running not dangerously low on health, but I'm at the point where I should just retreat. Really too many areas where I can retreat, quite honestly. And it is definitely not suggested that you, with this low of health, for one thing, you don't want to run around in case more enemies spawn, but you don't want to go after too many critical hits. Knock out the egg gunners, most definitely. That should be your first priority, and then work with the egg fighters with shields, or no, with swords. Though they will be your biggest targets. And one thing that will definitely help you out if you do have problems with quick time events, you know, for any game, if you just have a problem with them in general, is not to be too, you know, take a fraction of a second to look at the button. And while I say that, my fingers barely tap the X button by mistake, but you know, just take that fraction of a second. You can see the bar does go up and down, depending. I'm not sure what why it changes the rate of speed. You can see it was pretty slow there, but other times it's been pretty fast. And I'm not sure why it will do that. Those are always useful. They will refill your life for you. So always try to save those until after a big fight like that, especially if you are low on health and you've been taking a lot of damage from egg gunners. I don't think that's what they're called. I think they're just another variation of the egg fighter, but that's just what I'm going to call them. So anyway, just remember to look around in all of these doors. You can see I've already found several medals and other collectibles inside of these rooms. Am I heading the wrong way now? I don't guess so. Okay. Yeah, these nightmares aren't dangerous at all. The egg fighters are a lot worse when it comes to fighting them, especially in big packs. You know, these nightmares are nothing compared to an egg fighter. Especially, you know, if you definitely want to take your time, especially if you have a lot of weird colors in an area, because you know you may have a red light shining in the background, or the camera may jump to something red for really quickly, and you may see that as you have to hit the circle button when it might not be the circle button. And I think it also might depend on the speed and when the bar starts. Is if you've beat the enemy down a good ways, the bar I believe will start a little bit shorter than it would have if you try to activate the critical attack as soon as it's available, instead of continuing to beat them up. You know, obviously you can't always say, oh well, I'm not going to beat them up. You know, it's just whichever. If you are in a heat of the moment combat and you have a bunch of enemies and you start rifling off a whole bunch of different combos, and the game does have a automatic lock-on system for enemies. You know, sometimes you'll try to go after one enemy while you're trying to go into a combat, like the twirling slash move. That's not what it's called, but that's just, you know the move I'm talking about. If you try to go into that, you'll focus on, it will automatically change you to a different enemy depending on the range and how close you are. I guess range and how close you are is pretty much the same thing, but just remember to look around. I'm definitely wasting time with this, yeah, wow, I'm already 25 minutes in. I know I was about 7 starting this level, but it still shouldn't have taken me this long, but I'm doing a lot more exploring than I should. But anyway, so you can see there's one of those big mothers. And the only way you can activate the critical attack is if the enemy is standing up. So you do want to be careful. Crap. Yeah, all the experience points flew off out of range where we can't get it. And I think it does go faster if you get, like if you activate the critical attack, but then you miss a button combination and then it has to start over. I think the timer will go down faster in that case. I'm not sure, but that's just what it seems like it's doing. As you can see, all of these first time things, it isn't going down really fast, but this will see whether it does that or not. Let's see. Ah, come on. Ah, crap, I've done it again. Alright. Come on. Yeah, we'll just kill you. And it is also a pretty fast way to kill enemies. That the egg fighters are pretty tough, and they do take a while to kill. So that's why you want to try to go after. That's why you do want to try to go after the. What do you call it? I'm sorry. I want to make sure that I am ready when she's ready to be critical attacked. There we go. You have to beat her down pretty far. You want to make sure you want to make it a high priority thing that you do not have to restart. A big Titan, if you miss a button combination, you will get hurt very badly. If the beating you get will knock your life down pretty far, as well as also fill up the enemy's health gauge again, so you do want to be very careful while doing something like that. Maybe you can get up there by grabbing onto those spinning gears. So the gears act just like those special ledges, and you can see there are electric fences, as well as some dark bats and dark bat snipers. Oh crap! And once you get high enough, you will actually it will be marked by a checkpoint. If you fall from there, you will die. And this section is actually the section that will kill any chance you have of attaining the S rank, no matter how good you've done. And this will also, even if you make it through here, the time bonus, this will take a while, because as you can see, I'm having trouble grabbing onto this gear over here. I guess you can just jump onto it. I thought you had to latch onto it, but the time that it takes to get through this section will also kill your chances of gaining the S rank. You don't have a time limit going through these levels, so you don't have to worry about that. You can take as long as it needs to, but the small amount of time bonus that you gain does help in its own way. Yes, it's not important to the S rank, but it's not something that should be overlooked entirely. You still do need to go through the level quickly, but not as quickly as, say, a normal Sonic. So if you fall from this point at all, you will die. So that makes timing a lot greater. How Sega set this up is pretty good. That it's not too glitchy. It doesn't give you any BS deaths too often. Damn it. That was a mistake. There is a sun metal up there, you know, you can go after it if you want to. It's pretty dangerous trying to come back down. So you definitely want to be careful. And you can grab onto the wall here, which is a little bit safer than going after just trying to grab onto it like this. Now you can see there is a saw blade there. Oh crap! Which will hurt you. I don't believe it has a chance of actually knocking you off the ledges, but it will hurt you for a pretty good amount of damage. And obviously, if you fall from here, you will die as well. But if you, it will hurt you for a pretty good amount of damage. And if you continue to get hit by it and continue to take damage from it, over time it will get to a point where it will kill you. So you want to be careful. That's just a record. It's not worth potentially dying over. You know, I mean, yeah, it's just a record, and I don't care too much for the records. If it was a medal, I would be a little bit more. You know, I would say, well, I could go for that, but it's not, so you know, I'm not gonna worry about it. But something that will help you out is if you do miss a ledge or a gear or you know anything that you can grab onto, if you repeatedly tap the circle button, you will at some point latch onto it. You know, sometimes it's a range thing. For whatever reason, it doesn't. Sometimes it won't automatically acknowledge that you. I don't think I gotta jump up here just yet. There might be a medal that you can get, but what we have to do is okay. So there isn't. Oh, my bad. We have to. Oh crap. We have to turn this clock hand, the hour hand. We just have to turn it to where it's lined up along there. Whoa, the clock moved. Hey, I wonder if you can walk on those hands. I believe it does go back down after a while. You can hear it kind of moving, so you have to be quick while going through this section or something. There is some way you can die here as well. It might be those dark bats. These dark bats. I don't think there's any snipers here just yet. Thankfully no. So you can try to go for these rings if you want to. Obviously there is no need in it. Well, yeah, actually it is pretty useful if you can go after those rings. It will help you out in ring score at the end and everything, but it's not necessary. So you can see these dark bats don't move. The problem is trying to line it up. The range isn't that bad, quite honestly. And just as long as you can get onto the platform and wait, you know, you can swing on the dark bats. They act just like the poles, so you can swing on them if you need to, and that will wait. You know, try to wait out as long as you can before you actually start the start the double jump. That will definitely help you out. Now, if they do start up a, well, I think that's not the donkey kick. All right, so that's one of the keys. I don't remember the exact term for it just yet, but you know that we'll talk about it here. I believe that's a sun key that we need to access access another temple. That's how we unlock the temples, I believe, is by collecting the keys. I think these, at least the nighttime, really quickly. Tornado defense, first battle, use the gramophone. Yeah, okay. Temple activated. Art book 28. Video kidnapped. Art book 29. Gaia key night. Key to the temple of Gaia and Spagonia. Doesn't seem to work by itself. Okay. So as I expected, those are how you. I'm gonna focus more on combat. Just just for now, but you need those keys to unlock the temples so that we can restore the Chaos Emeralds, and it's not tied to just one key in one location. You can take 2 keys from one location and then open up another location. But it doesn't have that kind of not creativity, but that kind of you can take a key from here, a key from Holoska, and open up Apatos. It's story based, but it's not like I was waiting here. I've got something from the professor. I think he came up with something after reading more of the manuscripts. Well, this is it. Not sure what he expects you to use it for, but hey. Uncanny camera received. So this is where we can perform the exorcisms on the people that have those, like the ice cream vendor and Apatos, but I won't talk too much about that right now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many points did I gain from using the critical attack. What is the total amount of points I gained from using the critical attack in Spagonia, or in Rooftop Run at night? I thank you for watching. Until next time.